Hello, my name is Sean Levy, and I'm going to be talking about gun control and why it's important. 2023 gun-related issues. In 2023, there have been at least 35,000 people who have been killed due to gun violence. This number is only going to continue to rise as the year finishes. In 2023, there have been around 565 mass shootings, and guns are the leading cause of death for teens since 2020. It used to be the leading cause of death used to be car accidents, but it changed because of all these deaths involving guns. I think that both these numbers for the gun violence deaths and the mass shootings is crazy because the 35,000 people killed, that means that there's more than 100 people who are dying each day due to gun violence. And the 565 mass shootings is also crazy because that means there's multiple shootings every day. And this also means that there's more mass shootings so far in this year than there is actual days in a year. I think that's crazy, and I think that's a real problem. And I feel like gun control will lower these numbers. And I feel like this is the main reason. All these shootings, all these statistics are the main reason, and these show why gun control is important. Gun owners. There are over 81 million gun owners in America. There are around 120 guns per 100 citizens. This means that this means that there's multiple guns per citizen. Around 72% of gun owners own a gun for protection. Other owners say that they own guns for hunting, their jobs, or for the collection. This number shows that many people are using it for protection, but they're also using it for just to say they own a gun or their collection. I feel like the only real reason people should be owning guns is for their protection, or if their job requires it. Like if they're a police officer, okay, I understand owning a gun. But this percentage is good because it shows that many people are using it for protection. But these percentages don't really show anything relating with crimes and many issues that guns show. It only says they're using it for protection, but many people also use guns for crimes. Why is gun control important? Gun control is important because, one, it prevents future crimes, and many of these crimes include mass shootings, school shootings, and shootings just in general, because many people kill each other with guns. Gun control is also important because it prevents suicide. The main way people kill themselves is with guns. If there's a higher gun control and guns are less distributed, it'll prevent suicides with guns. Controlling the guns also leads into less gun violence, less mass shootings, and overall, it can reduce the crime involving guns. People should still be able to buy guns. Just because people who want a gun control doesn't mean that there should be a ban on guns, because I think it's unconstitutional if we take all those 81 million people's guns away from them. I just don't think that's right. And if you take away people's guns, how are they going to protect themselves against criminals who actually have guns? It wouldn't even out, it wouldn't work, because if you're taking guns away from a citizen, how are you going to take a gun away from a criminal? It just doesn't make any sense to take guns away from people, because many people do use it for protection. And if you take away a gun from a citizen who is actually using it for protection, I don't think a criminal is going to pass up his gun or her gun, because they wouldn't. And I think that there needs to be a longer process for buying guns. I think buying a gun should be like buying a car. There needs to be a longer process. There needs to be better background checks. And these gun dealers and just manufacturers need to know who they're selling their guns to. Because I think that if you're giving these guns to people and you don't really know what they're doing or who they are, and there's not a good background check, they could be a school shooter, or they could be a shooter. They could be using their guns for crimes. And that's why I think there needs to be longer processes for buying guns. Ways to regulate gun violence and gun control. There needs to be better laws, and they need to make laws that actually regulate the guns and reduce the violence. That was my number one. My number two, I feel like we need to teach people about statistics and the problems that guns can cause. I think we should do this at an early age, specifically high school students, college students. I think everybody needs to know the damages and like what guns can do. And for my third one, I think gun manufacturers should be liable for any damages and death caused by their guns. If we make them liable for any damages and issues that are caused by their guns, they'll be less likely to mass sell their guns and sell their guns to anybody. I feel like it's important, and I feel like that's also important. That's why I added my list, because it starts with the gun manufacturers. If their guns are causing issues and their guns are causing deaths, hopefully there will be a change and they'll make a change. All these statistics and all these things I've said and spoken about show that gun control is really important. And if we don't start controlling our guns, the number in deaths and the number in shootings, all shootings, including school shootings, is going to continue to rise, which it has been for the past few years. Thank you.